Hi, this video tutorial I will cover factory design pattern. This factory design pattern falls under the category of creational design pattern. First we will see the explanation of factory design pattern. This is the first explanation I will just read out. In factory design pattern, we create object without exposing the creation logic to the client and refer to newly created object using a common interface. And this is the second explanation. In simple words, if we have a superclass and n subclasses and based on data provided, we have to return the object of one of the subclasses. We use factory design pattern. And I will read out the third explanation. The basic principle behind this pattern is that at runtime, we get an object of similar type based on the parameter we pass. And the fourth and final explanation. If object creation code is spread in whole application, and if you need to change the process of object creation, then you need to go in each and every place to make necessary changes. So these are the four explanation. To understand this four explanation or four statement, I have created this below diagram. So here you can see animal. Okay, so this animal is the superclass and it has public string speak method. Okay, and this animal is extended by three classes. Okay, first one is duck, and second one is dog, and third one is lion. Okay, so this duck, dog and lion are subclasses of animal class. Okay, and this animal has a speak method. So this duck will implement this speak method and it will return quack quack, and this dog will implement this public string speak method and it will return bark bark, and this lion class will implement this speak method and it will return roar. Okay, so as per factory design pattern, if you want to get object of the subclasses, then we have to write a animal factory class. Okay, and that animal factory class we have to write get animal method. Okay, and this will return the superclass reference. Okay, and here you have to pass animal type. Okay, so in this get animal method you have to pass the animal type. Based on the animal type you passed, it will create the corresponding animal object and it will return. Suppose say if you pass animal type as dog. Okay, then it will go to this if class and it will create the new dog object and assign to the animal superclass reference, and finally that animal superclass reference will be returned to the caller. Okay, like that if you pass duck, then this method will create the duck object and assign to the superclass object reference animal, and that animal reference will be returned to the caller. Like that if you pass animal type as lion, then new lion object will be created and assigned to superclass object animal, and that animal object will be returned to the caller. Okay, so basically what this method does is based on the animal type you pass, it will create the corresponding animal and assign to the superclass animal object reference, and it will return to the caller. Okay, so we will see how the client class look like. Suppose we want to get dog object from this animal factory class. So what we have to do is you have to create animal factory object like this animal factory and animal factory object equal to new animal factory, and once you get the animal factory you have to call get animal method by passing the animal type dog. Okay, so it will call this method, and dog object will be created and it will assign to superclass object reference animal, and that animal will be returned to the caller. Okay, now it is calling animal dot speak. Now this animal has reference of dog object, so it will call dog object speak method. Okay, so dog object speak method will return bark bark. Okay, like that it will work. So basically this part is the client code which call animal factory object get animal method. Okay, Now if you read the sentences, you will understand clearly. So I will read out the first sentence. In factory design pattern, we create object without exposing the creation logic to the client. So what we are doing is, in this method only, animal factory get animal method only, we are creating the object, but the client doesn't know how the object is created. The client just passing the animal type. Okay, the animal factory get animal method is responsible for creating the object. So we are creating the object without exposing the creation logic to the client. Okay, and refer newly created object using a common interface. So in this uh, in this scenario, animal is the common interface, right? So you can see all our, we are creating the dog object or duck object or lion object and assigning to the um, common object, that is animal, right? This is a superclass, and that animal superclass object reference is written to the caller. So we create object using object without exposing the creation logic to the client, right? We are creating the object without exposing the creation logic to the client, and refer newly created object. So in this case, the dog is newly created object, or duck is a newly created object, or lion is a newly created object using a common interface. So here we are referring that dog or duck or lion object using the common interface. So in this case, animal, it's a superclass reference object, right? So this is the first sentence. So I think you understand the first sentence clearly. Now we will go to the second sentence. In simple words, if we have a superclass and n subclasses, and based on the data provided, we have to return the object of one of the subclasses. So in this case, superclass is animal, and duck, dog, and lion are the subclasses, and based on the animal type you passed, this method is returning the one of the subclass object, right? So that is what mentioned in the second sentence. And third sentence, the basic principle behind this pattern is that at runtime we get an object of similar type based on the parameter we pass. So we are passing the animal type based on the parameter animal type. It will return the object of similar kind, right? See, this duck, dog, and lion are uh, animal category, right? So it is a similar type. So that is what mentioned in the third sentence. And fourth sentence, we will see. Uh, suppose we want to create object of duck. So what we will do usually is we will create duck object using the new keyword, right, like this. And then once we get the duck object, we will call the duck object method. Suppose say there are 100 files are there. In that 100 files, we are using like this. Okay, and later point of time, requirement change, and you have to pass number of legs in the constructor to create the duck object. So like this. Okay, so if the requirement change like this, then what we have to do is we have to go and change in 100 files like this new duck. Instead of empty constructor, you have to pass the number of legs. Okay, so we have to go and change 100 files. Okay, so uh, this kind of going and changing in every places, we can avoid using the animal factory, or this kind of, if you use this factory pattern, we can avoid this kind of work, like if object creation logic is changed in future, then we no need to go and change in all the places. Instead of that one, uh, if object creation code is in the common place, we can just go and change in the common place. So suppose say 100 files we are writing like this means, then if in future, if the object creation logic is changed means, we have to go and change only in this place, right? New duck, and pass the number of legs. We no need to go and change in 100 files. That is what in the fourth sentence. If object creation code is spread in whole application, and if you need to change the process of object creation, then you need to go in and go in each and every place to make necessary changes, right? So this kind of work we can avoid if we are using factory design pattern. Okay, and this is about factory design pattern introduction. I have created a separate video for factory design pattern implementation and class diagram. You can log into my channel and watch those videos. And thanks for watching. Bye.